grind, I could change, in my mind, pick a lane, commit and climb, the only way to win at life. I never miss, that's fact, taking big swings, put your hand to the bat, put me in the ring, you'll go out in a bag, cause I sing what I mean and I bring it to the mad light. Ain't got time to kill, I got time to feel, I took the red pill, I know life's short so I wanna live real, but how's it supposed to feel? How's it supposed to feel? How's it supposed to feel? They wanna say my name, but they holding back. They wanna say they hate, but they know it's cap. I ain't play no games, I just do that's fact. And I don't feel no shame, it's a mood you lack. I go crazy, nah, but I ain't lazy. Track after track, I work on this shit daily. Pass me the jack, right as fuel, got me hazy. About to unpack all these things I've been chasing. I've got visions in my head, like memories of death. To be a legend instead of something you can forget. I'm living up every breath, I'd rather lead than be led.
Real question is, how's it supposed to feel? Hello. How's it going, people? Welcome to a weekly special here of IPW. It's break time, boys and girls, as we're live for today and tomorrow. If you missed yesterday's live episode, where were you? You missed an absolute belter of a show. Tonight, though, we are going in pretty heavily with what's in the books. It is a big boy showcase because it is up to the random. The master of choice is here, as I'm going to switch us over to this guy. We have a spinner designed for the evening, as you can see here. Ta-da. It is very loud, as you can tell by the fact that it makes a lot of noise. But yes, we are going to be utilizing this for the show. And realistically, I need to do something quickly to this, which should only take me a couple of seconds to fix, because I really don't want it showcasing my bottom bar, to be honest. So let me just skied this back up. There we go. Perfect. Okay. Bang. Okay, it's there. Cool. So as you can see, it will select how many people are in a match. That is the wrong wheel. But we have 2, we have 3, we have 4, we have 5, we have 6, and then we have 8. 7 doesn't exist, apparently, in this whole palaver. But it is a big night of action, as we say. Every match is randomized, and we are going to rotate between, firstly, prime time. Then it's going to go to breakdown for 3 bouts on each show. And yeah, it'll go primetime breakdown, primetime breakdown, primetime breakdown. Who gets to the main event? Simple as that. So, without further ado, let us roll our first wheel of the evening properly. It is going to be a decider on how many people will be in the match before we see the match type. And yeah, if it's a match type that doesn't allow that many people, like 8, there's only a few matches that allow 8 people. So our first bout is an 8-person battle. As we switch to our second wheel, we have quite a lot of options here. All of which are match types. Don't ask me why KO is so big in terms of riding, but it is. And let's see what sort of matchup we're getting first. It's not a last man standing. And the reason is we cannot do a last man standing 8-way. Can we? No, because it's a 10 count required matchup. It stays on that. We can't do a chamber because that is 6 people. Again, this is the issue. We're going to be rolling for a while. I don't know if we can do a Hell in a Cell. Allow me to check in that regard if a Hell in a Cell can be done in a 8-way. As you can now enjoy the beautiful sound of my outro music. There's 6 ways is the most we can do with a matchup like this, which is weird. Anyway, looks like we are rolling again. This is the issue with this wheel. First blood is not possible in an 8-way. That, I think, is possible. Allow me to have a look at falls count anywhere. No, it's not. Wow. That is shocking, to say the least. But that is not a possible 8-way match. I think we might be heading... I know Bloodline isn't. It's 6 at most. I have a feeling this is doable. Why is Iron Man only 1-on-1? Whoa, whoa, whoa. Hang on, I might be able to make some bouts here. Give me a second. Who doesn't want a 8-way? Custom match. New match. 8-person. Pinfall submission, yes, yes. Iron Man, yes. So I can do it. DQ off. Balls count anywhere off. We can do 10 minutes. I think we'll do a 10-minute match. Iron Man, just because that would make the most sense. Anyway, let's get some weaponry chosen. Yes, I am building a matchup. No, I do not care. You do get to look at my beautiful face for this section. This section only. There we go. Matchup made. It's like half the matchup types in this game don't have the ability to do what they're intended to. Anywho, we are going to start tonight's show with an 8-way Iron Man. 10 minutes on the clock. Yeah, it's on my list, so I can do it. As we said, it is Primetime first, who are in the driver's seat of Stars. So the first wheel we will spin as our new wheel is a simple one. It is the men or women's one. Pretty easy. Is it going to be men who are in the match? The answer is yes. That makes this even easier. So, I have got a fake match card in play just to fill the spot of each of the matchups, because it is 6 bouts tonight. And yeah. So, first job. Look at the rosters.
Never break, always fight, never quit, do it right, play the game, win it life, have no shame, there's no time, feel the pain, live the grind, I could change, in my mind, pick a lane.
Get it, prime time. We look at the participants on the brand. Here we go. I'm just seeing if this loops. It does. I'm going to keep this going, making a horrible sound for a moment. There we go. I'll mute that for you guys so it's no longer making said sound. Instead, I have to listen to it. I will keep this rolling for a good 20 seconds. I'll let it hit. I'll let it hit the what? I'll let it hit 7 o'clock, and then I will stop the mover, and whichever man is nearest going down the list, that will be the first of the 8 in the battle. So it's Austin Theory who is first in my list there. Okay, so I'm now going to write this down in my handy dandy spreadsheet that's built for this sort of thing. So there we go. Theory is in the list. I'm probably going to keep going until it says 1901. That's how we do this. I'm going to actually remove these from my ear. We must be closing in now on 1901. There we go. Sheamus. joining this battle. Who's next to join this rowdy club of people? Interesting to see some of the names that are on primetime that we don't really get to see too often. Remember, no champions can be in these bouts. This is seeding and seeding alone. The luck of the draw, to say the least. Okay, Google. The next one, I'm actually going to just ask Google to pick a number. We'll do a random number generator for which star gets picked next. Okay, Google. We'll say there's 50. We'll go to... Okay, Google. Pick a random number between 1 and 50.
37.
So 37. From here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37. It has got to be the Booker Man in the match. Okay, Google. Pick another random number. 14. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Oh! Okay, Google. Pick another random number. Oh, he couldn't have gone lower. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45. Mosh, randomly. He's in the picture now. That is 5 people. Okay, Google. Pick a random number.
72.
Okay, Google. Pick a random number between 1 and 50.
21.
What's 9 plus 10? 18, 19, 20. This is getting into a unfair matchup. Both bangers in this one. We've got 2 more people. Okay, Google. Okay, Google. Give me another number.
8.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Regal. And our final man in this matchup. Okay, Google. Give me another number.
61.
Fuck. Okay, Google. Give me another number.
55.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okada. Okay. So there's the field. If you're unaware as to who was picked, it's Austin Theory, Sheamus, Booker T, the Demon Finn Balor, Mosh, Thrasher, William Regal, and Kazuchika Okada. That is some names. Certainly, the randomizer had its way with this one. Allow me to edit the match and put it together. And yes, I did just set this as a custom pay-per-view for tonight. And that's why we have all these weird championships bouts. Thankfully, I do not have to remove Okada from this one. I just have to add everyone else into here. A-Town down in the picture. And while we're just building this matchup, we can kind of talk predictions. Who do we think will win this matchup? It is close, I feel. Obviously, Demon victorious last night against Aleister Black. He's got, I think, the best record tonight of all the stars competing. William Regal into the picture here for the first time in a while. We've seen him. I mean, we could put him in a suit, but I don't think that would be too beneficial. And lastly, who am I missing from this? Sheamus. Well, folks, we've got to bring in the right announcer and the right referee. Let's go. For this, your opener. An interesting one to say the least. Hopefully it delivers, because right now, my thoughts are probably won't. I just closed the wheels. Fuck. I just opened the wheels. I have some bad news. My wheels are broken. Shite. I just deleted all the wheels that I had. The only one I have left is the men and women one. Forgive me. I will have to remake it, so I will do that after this first bout. Because goddamn, it is already delivering in terms of the randomness that is this live event. So, let us go into break time. Match number 1 on screens now. You can kind of tell why I did this what's it called? In post editing. It was so much easier. Anyway. This is gonna be painful, but we'll fix through it as we load into the break time arena for the first time tonight. The first look at it. Out first. A-Town is certainly going down as Austin Theory draws one in this Iron Man match.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall. Making his way to the ring, representing A-Town Down Under from Atlanta, Georgia, weighing in at 220 pounds, Austin Theory!
Theory in the picture for the first time in a while. And honestly, it's odd hearing Alicia Taylor's voice in a breakdown style arena. This is break time, boys and girls. And prime time is in full force here for the opener. Theory entering this match, his first real singles match where he isn't considered to be a favorite. Throws up the deuces, brings them down for Down Under. Theory looks ready. Confident for this. Do his opponents echo that same sentiment? About to find out if the Rainmaker does.
And from Japan, weighing in at 235 pounds,
Alicia Taylor, I told you last night, you have to do it a certain way. It is the Rainmaker Kazuchika Okada. You've got to add the little on the throat when you announce his name. I'm not going to go full screamo for the Rainmaker bit because I've got a full 10-minute Iron Man to bring to you guys in our opener. The way to win this match is to be the one with the most points at the end of the 10 minutes. Some stars in this matchup will certainly be benefiting for competing in this sort of matchup. Others may lose out. Okada's one of them ones.
from Houston, Texas, weighing in at 251 pounds, Booker T.
I feel Okada is one of them ones who may lose out on positioning. One of the other men in this matchup is in that same picture as him, I feel, as well, in the Demon. Obviously, Finn is rising up the rankings once again to get back into title contention. He obviously has, though, a lot of stacked competition, and this is a very heavy matchup focused on the television division with the stars that are competing in it. Booker looks ready. Though I won't say he will stay ready as the heartbeat grows inside the BreakTime arena. See the passing. You hear the heartbeat grow. Tension rising. As it's time for one demon to rise up and take down the competition.
And the Demon, Finn Balor.
Balor comes in to tonight's arena fresh off of a victory in the main event of Primetime last night against Aleister Black. That very quick, dominant performance inside the cage. He's going back to back in terms of performances. We've seen what he can do in IPW. And you feel the Fiend has a close eye on him after his success last night. Can Balor keep the momentum up? That's really what we have to question during this matchup. Normally, superstars aren't expected to compete on multiple nights in a week. But Balor, body's going to be tested. This is no standard singles match like he was in last night. Let's be honest. He got out of that cage unscathed. And that realistically does give him, I'd say, a bit of warm-up ahead of this matchup. But again, it's that position of, do you want to be exhausting more energy on the run towards the championship? That is realistically the question that's being asked.
Representing the Headbangers from New Jersey, weighing in at 243 pounds, Mosh!
Now, this is where the advantage in this matchup comes for the Headbangers, really. Obviously, a well-oiled team, chemistry out the wazoo. As we get to hear their music continually here, as Thrasher joins Mosh. It is
And representing the Headbangers from Camden, New Jersey, weighing in at 245 pounds, Thrasher!
It does beg the question, who gets the victory out of the two? Will they work together at all during this matchup? That is sort of what we've got to ask ourselves here tonight. Again, we'll find out as the matchup rolls on. As the field certainly rounded out. That was arguably the second quickest entrance behind Mosh. Now it's time to slow it down with a bit of royalty. All pink, heading to the ring. The spotlight's certainly on him.
And from Blackpool, England, weighing in at 240 pounds, William Regal!
Primetime lighting certainly being kept on him all the way to the ring. Surprising that happens on this entrance. But yes, Regal making his long-awaited return to IPW. It's been a while since probably the early goings during Conquest times. He was last active in this IPW ring. But a man that's been competing quite regularly in IPW is this man. As the bar doors close, it's fight night!
And their opponent from Dublin, Ireland, weighing in at 267 pounds, the Celtic Warrior, Sheamus!
Man, oh man, this matchup is stacked. A lot of big boys in the ring. And a lot of potential knockouts could be heading our way, courtesy of a bro kick or two. The field's set, 10 minutes on the clock. Let this brawl commence. All these stars fighting for themselves. The situation is not favorable. It is what we call a clusterfuck in the business because there is no room to breathe. You are bound to be brawling through the entirety of this match. We've talked about 8-way battle royales. The field empties as that match goes on. In a match like this, everyone wants to stay in the ring. There is no getting out. You will stay, you will fight, or you will be bloodied, destroyed, and potentially visiting the hospital at the end of the night. Now, there are some methods to really pick apart the opponents. One is go for weaponry. We have an explicit amount of weapons underneath the ring, of which Theory is going to produce Janice from out of. This is no kendo sticks, no chairs underneath that ring, no baseball bats. It is proper demolition, destructive weapons kept underneath our apron. They are going to be utilized to brutalize the opponent and everyone's carcass. Mosh goes for the pin. Gets broken up immediately by Austin Theory. And this situation, as we kind of felt the first 2 minutes go, the feeling out process really is being felt in this matchup. 10 minutes for this style of bout is very hard to deal with. And in my opinion, I expect there to be 0 falls. If not 1 at most. No one is wanting to leave the ring. Okada does for a moment, but realizes, yeah, he's got no room to actually move her. Comes back in. But he's not really going to be able to do anything. Sheamus rolls out to buy some space. No one's landing their massive shots just yet. There is no DQ in this situation. Okada, spinning tombstone, plants Theory on his head, but immediately Okada's picked up and brought down by Sheamus. A door picked up. Ding dong hello. It's time for your wake-up call. Or the call to put you to sleep. Neck breaker puts Okada down on that. First, I'd say pinfall attempt that could have been at least a 1 count. Roll-up attempt here. First 1 count is felt in this match, and it's on Regal. An STO there onto Mosh by, I believe, Balor, as Sheamus goes for the pin. Down onto Booker. Gets a 2. The Demon there to break it up. Another pinfall happening. Okada gets the 2. We're closing in on the halfway mark of this match. The referee's just been taken out. So no pin's going to happen for the foreseeable future. Matchup like this does require some skill. You need to empty the ring as best as you can, as Balor 1916 onto the door. Plants Mosh down, goes for the pin, but there is no referee. She's back down into the pinfall position, counts it. I thought she was still out of commission. Brogue kick attempt there from Sheamus. Otto Regal holding a baseball bat. Probably the worst person I'd say in this ring to be holding a basketball. Because it's nothing to do with British sports. But yes, pinfall attempt here from Okada. Trying to get the first fall. And a kick out there from Mosh. As we are now cruising past the halfway mark of this matchup. 5 minutes have elapsed, and well, not really much has happened, as there's a fisherman's neck breaker from Theory, as airy crash from Okada plants down Austin. After that, pinfall attempt. Sheamus breaks it up. Theory forced to roll out as Sheamus eats a Manhattan drop. Pinfall attempt here. And Regal's kicking out quickly. This is closing in on first to a fall as Balor takes out 3 with that drop kick. Regal busts open Theory. There's a lot of weaponry out on the floor. Pinfall attempt here from Balor. It's reversed here by Sheamus. Thrasher in a position to break it up and does so. Regal hits the power of the punch, I believe. Brass knucks being utilized. Pinfall attempt here. Not even a 1. Meanwhile, Mosh has the torture rack bomb. Plants Thrasher. Theory now taking advantage. Meanwhile, Sheamus. A bit of rolling senton. I forget what he calls it. It's a big maneuver regardless of Theory. Rolls into the cover. Sheamus taken down. A referee out of position. Finally gets there. Down for the count. And Theory gets the first fall of this Iron Man match. Getting there as a Rainmaker takes out Theory. A big German follows suit from Okada as there's that burning hammer from Mosh. Into the pin he goes as the Demon gonna break that pin up. We're closing in on the end now. 1 fall separates everyone in the field. Balor heads up top. Coup de grace missing. Meanwhile, Sheamus trying to get a bit rolling through. Can't do so. Theory kind of just needs to watch, break up as many pins as possible. He is the only man with a victory in this battle right now. Booker. Atomic drop to Okada. Thrasher's out the picture. Theory's out of the picture. The ring empties a little bit. But it's not enough to, I'd say, pick up a victory just yet. Final cut there from Balor. And a basement dropkick following up onto Booker T. We're into the last 2 minutes. 2-minute warning has just gone up. The Demon has people in the drop zone. Isn't looking to fly just yet. Instead, he's putting Booker T, trying to set up for that shotgun dropkick. Can't get it. That's an issue. Instead, hooks up Booker for something. Pinfall attempt here onto Sheamus. He kicks out immediately. Mosh breaks up the pin by Balor. Mosh grabs Regal. Okada catching Balor. Hits him with a DDT. That ebb and flow DDT. And Theory's doing the wise thing here. He's watching on from the outside. He knows he's the only one with a victory right now. But the Demon hooks him up. 1916 onto Theory. The situation getting dire as the last minute starts on the clock. Regal trying to muster up a victory. Sheamus kicks out to stop that from happening. Demon goes back in. Caught. A back breaker there from Theory onto him. 30 seconds remaining. A-Town down. Balor gets planted. Theory's still trying to get more pins. He's distracted so many men by just attempting that pin. Alabama slam from Sheamus. He's going for a victory here, but Mosh breaks it up. Balor hits a big suplex, but the time has elapsed. And Theory is victorious. And what can I say? Then this was very much a brawl. This wasn't anything more than just a YOLO. That's really it. It was a YOLO situation. And one of which that hasn't ended well for everyone involved. So we head now to breakdown side of things, where we're going into either a men's or a women's match. I need to sort something before we do that, though. Give me a minute.
Here is your winner, Austin Theory!
Never break, always fight, never quit, do it right, play the game, win it life, have no shame, there's no time, feel the pain, live the grind, I could change, in my mind.
I've just been talking for the longest of time. Don't ask why you're hearing this music. I accidentally hit the wrong button. I'm now fixing that, don't worry. No, Microme, you're not announcing this match. You are announcing the next match. So yeah. I need to see all the match types that we have. We got normal. We have extreme, rules, underground. We have bloodline. We have special ref. We have backstage brawl. We have rumble. Battle Royale. The Royale with cheese. Hell in a Cell. Steel Cage. Chamber, which we could have had. Table. Ladder. TLC. Gauntlets. Casket. Ambulance. Iron Man again. Falls count anywhere. Last man standing. Then we have submission. No holds barred. And then we get to the fun stuff. So the MMA. We have KO.
Never break, always fight, never quit, do it right.
KO is replacing First Blood, by the way.
Have no shame, there's no time, feel the pain, live the grind. I could change, in my mind, pick a lane.
What else is there?
The only way to win
My handy dandy list.
never miss that fact. Taking big
2 out of 3 falls.
put me in the ring, you'll go out in a bag. 'Cause I sing what I mean and I bring it to the mad light. Ain't got time to kid like I
8-way KO Fest. We've already got. Iron Man. Yeah, that's it. So I have now made the wheel again. I'm going to actually save this. Just so I don't lose it. Anyway. Here we go. Back to the wheels. Let's start with the men or women. We're going to the women. Ooh. What a matchup then it's going to be. Start things off. I'm also going to make myself a little bigger. Hi. So, the women is the matchup. How many women are involved in this on the breakdown side of things? 4. That's actually a good number. What is the match type that they will be competing in? A ladder match. A 4-way ladder of the breakdown women. Is that possible? Of course it is. Why is that a question? So let us now switch into the game, where we will be obviously doing said matchup. We need to decide who in the roster is fighting in the women's side of things. Okay, Google. Give me a number between 1 and 30.
17.
Thank you. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. The next woman on is Candace. Okay, Google. Okay, Google. Give me another number between 1 and 40.
23.
1, 2, 3. Ivy. I like that. Next up on the card. Okay, Google. Give me another number. 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Jakara. Okay. Okay, Google. Give me another number.
42.
42, fuck. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. That's not fair. But anything goes in this sort of matchup. It's Rhea Bloody Ripley. The Fatal 4-Way as it stands is going to be Candace, Ivy, Jakara, and this woman. Well, what could possibly go wrong? That is the question here that needs to be answered. Let's go. Oh, I can't wait to see how this turns out, because this is... well, it's the randomness that the break time wheel has given us. This is the first time I think we're watching this entrance in a solo fashion.
The following contest is a fatal four-way ladder match. Making her way to the ring, representing Metaphor from Albuquerque, New Mexico, Jakara Jackson.
Jackson. No stranger to IPW. But interestingly enough, a woman that I would think would be vying for the new IPW Women's Tag Team Championships alongside Lash Legend form the Meta 2. Or Meta 4 as it's actually called. But let's be honest, there's not been a chance yet for a defense of that title. Fatal Influence will be looking for contenders at Resolve. Maybe, just maybe, the Meta 2 will be in that picture, but before then, these rankings are going to get shaken up as the Poison Pixie, Candice LeRae, gets maybe her IPW debut here. Not someone we see too often in the ring, but a similar effect to what Regal has.
And her opponents, first from Riverside, California, Candice LeRae.
With the fact that the lighting, it seems to always be on her. The spotlight needs to be on this lady. And let's be honest, it's a deserved spotlight, to say the least. But the issue is, can she deliver when it matters? Above the ring hangs a briefcase. Nothing in it, granted. Nothing other than rankings here in the road to Resolve at stake. And a woman who wants a lot of them. A woman vying for the Ruby Belt is the Eradicator. The Terror Twin. The woman to deliver brutality. Rhea Bloody Ripley.
From Adelaide, Australia, Rhea Ripley.
Arguably the favorite in this matchup. The bringer of pain. Mommy's here with a ladder to climb, to edge her closer to a date with Liv Morgan at Resolve. Whether or not she earns it is a different question, but a matchup like this always is beneficial to a challenger that is in the top spots or nearing the top. Tomorrow night we will be much clearer on the breakdown side of things as to who will be a potential challenger to all our champions. But right now, a night of randomness, mystery.
Representing American-made from Knoxville, Tennessee, Ivy Nile.
Certainly allows for carnage. For the unknown. We've seen stars like Carmelo Hayes get into the rankings without really competing. And then winning one battle, and he maintains his position. Nuts, I know. It's actually how things transpired last night, but our rankings will be ironed out next week for primetime after tonight. They have obviously 2 more bouts left tonight for primetime to even or iron out some of these results, but till they happen, we've got to enjoy this, our fatal 4-way ladder match. Our first breakdown battle this week. And already weaponry being hunted. To note, it isn't a TLC match, but the C's being brought in, and now another ladder into the picture. Rhea brings that one in, knowing full well how to play this one. As a chair's tossed into the skull of Jakara Jackson. Rhea eats the step up into Guri. Situations like this, you kind of have to look to the women who have got experience in matchups like this. I'd say of the women in this matchup, it might be Candice LeRae with the most experience in ladder matches. Rhea might be a close second. But Ivy and Jakara, I think, certainly the freshest in this sort of environment. Nice jawbreaker there from Jakara. She takes down Nile. Out of nowhere, pulls out the chair. Starts to swing, but can't deliver. Instead, she eats a German suplex. Now Ripley, with the chair in hand, takes a bump over something there. Don't know what she fell on. But whatever it was, has done some damage to her. As a striking comes through, Nile emptying the ring of one of her opponents. German suplex puts down Candice. And this is a situation where we kind of get to talk about IPW Underground a bit. Obviously, Ivy Nile, queen of the Underground right now. An undefeated record down there. Can someone pass the memo to Jakara Jackson that this isn't a TLC match? As she brings in a table to the ring now. Certainly needs something telling to her about this situation. As a Rainmaker delivered there from Nile, who hits a roundhouse to plant down Ripley into the mat. More weaponry being hunted for here as a second chair brought into the picture. Ripley repays the favor with a couple of kicks to Nile. But eats, no, not going to eat a brainbuster. Instead, hits the zigzag onto Candice. Jakara catching Ripley, though, after that maneuver. Gets herself some space here. And this is where we have a complete change of pace compared to our opener. And we can kind of talk about this a little bit here. The opener was very much just a hellhole of a battle. As Rhea planting Candice with a riptide there. Ivy's got the torture rack in play. Rhea sets up a table. It's Jakara. Hammerlock. Sit out Buster there. Sit out Spinebuster onto her. Niall. It's the drop kick as Rhea probably going to be just... Never mind. The ladder's tucked down. We're actually going to set it up again. Actually, no, she's going to take out the competition, then set it up. Wise by Ripley. Because now it's down to 2, but she does get busted open here. Jakara doing some work here. Onto the Eradicator. Well, that was weird. Only in live broadcast do we get all the women just staring at one another. Jakara doing some work here. Ripley put in the corner. Rhea fights out of it. Has Jakara hooked up. Abdominal stretch applied. Candice trying to maybe put Niall into the table. Rhea, though, going to be the one that ends up there. Jakara trying to put her through. Can't do so. Instead, the Eradicator, Mommy, lands a couple of short arm clotheslines. Ducks the line, ripcords through into the drop kick. Puts Jakara down. Niall now eating the punishment in this match. As both Candice and Jakara have been taken down. Mommy doing some work here. Candice tried to get back in. Couldn't do so, and now it's Ripley targeting Niall. As Ivy's forced out the ring. A stare down here between Jakara and Ripley. As Rhea eats the table. Candice sets up a ladder. In an opportune position. And then turns a situation into an octopus stretch. Wild to see. These women try to do something. Step up Inzaguri stops the ladder being used any further. Ivy takes out the table, which I think is the best thing to happen in this match. Because that was kind of stopping these women from securing a ladder position where they could go for the win. Niall tried to go for that sleeper. Couldn't get it. Instead, now locking in the cravat. Ripley fights out of it. Has Niall up in the electric chair. Brings her down with the face buster. As the women stare each other down yet again. Someone has to break this trend. Someone needs to go through that table. That is the problem right now. Who's going to eat it? Poison Pixie puts Niall through it. With the code red. That was certainly awesome. As ladder set up, Niall nips up, realizing the danger. Candice was going to be in a position to essentially win with no competition. Jakara stopping before slapping. Drops Ripley. Turns her attention to Ivy Niall now. Niall catching Jakara. Sends her running into a leaping forearm smash. First woman to climb is Rhea Ripley. But Jakara's cleaned house. Competition. Worse for wear. Me want a Poison Pixie. Locking in the Mrs. Gargano escape. Niall putting Jakara in the corner now. The action is certainly slowing down. No woman bar Ripley has climbed that ladder. As of yet, it is more of just brutalizing each other going on than anything. And Niall with the weaponry in hand, has the best opportunity to punish her opponent. Takes the back of Ripley, but cannot keep a hold of it. Rhea gets out of it and has her up. Electric chair, facebuster. Jakara catching the boot of Ripley, stopping the riptide. Inverted facebuster puts down Rhea. Now Jackson sets the ladder up in the corner. Potential to toss the body into it. Do more damage. As all four of these women return to the ring. Rhea sets the ladder back into that position. Rhea's not been able to do too much here. Jakara fetches the ladder, but Jakara's taken out before she can do anything with it. Candice LeRae catching her off guard. Niall, the only woman standing in the ring, has a kendo stick in hand, but she ain't going to be able to use it before she eats a riptide. Rhea puts her down. Another table set up, this time on the outside. Meanwhile, the Poison Pixie goes springboard, misses. Now going to pay the price from the Eradicator. Jakara's climbing. Hands onto the briefcase. Hands taken off it because the platform below her taken out. Niall keeps looking for that Dragon Sleeper. Both these women are, well, all these women aren't letting her get it locked in. Jakara goes for the cutter, misses. Niall fires back with a combo of her own. The opportunities for these women slowly gaining in chance. The time they get to potentially go for a play growing more and more, but in all honesty, they aren't focused on climbing the ladder at the moment. It is mainly just pulverizing their opponents they're kind of concerned about doing. An STO here from Niall. She turns her attention to Jakara. Puts her down. Candice returns to the ring. But Niall caught. Can't avoid this opportunity that Candice is possessing. Rhea's smart enough to pick up the ladder. Sets it up for herself. Then takes out one of her opponents. The second eats a kick. And then the headbutt. Only Ripley standing. Niall is going to climb to her feet now. She's not going to be the one to climb up alongside Ripley. Just pushes out the ladder from underneath her instead. Mrs. Gargano escape utilized here by Candice. Gets a tap out here on Niall. But in a match like this, it doesn't really matter. Meanwhile, Rhea on the shoulders of Candice LeRae, fighting out the back. Hits an elbow and now some vicious strikes. It's now those short arm clotheslines connecting. Ripcord dropkick from Rhea. Puts down LeRae. And you kind of think the situation is closing in on victory for one of these women. Rhea's had the best chances. Border toss there. As there we have it, the Dragon Sleeper applied. Niall's wrenching deep on it. Gets the tap on Ripley. Rhea forced to tap out. But it doesn't surmount to a victory. Nice German there from Niall. The ladder isn't in the picture just yet for these women. The chair is, though. It's Lorray stepping through. Takes the arms. And stomping down. A lot of punishment there as Rhea rolls out. Mrs. Gargano escape applied. Niall needs to just go for the ladder. This is the opportunity to go for the win. Lorray is too distracted tapping out Chikara. Niall just misplaying the situation. Hits the waistline, but Rhea's back up. Feels like these women aren't trying to win at the moment. As the table's brought into the ring now. Clubbing blow to the back of Niall there by Rhea, who's hooked up Candice now. Riptide onto the metal bars of the table. Rhea's cleaned house. Chikara, the only woman standing. Not for long. Eats the Rainmaker. Niall eats a kendo stick. Somehow still standing after that hit her face. Finally, the ladder picked up. Put in the corner stupidly, I feel. Honestly, you could leave that standing in the middle of the ring. As you can see, the blood marks just scattered across this ring mat. Rough Rider there from Niall. Chikara inverted facebuster, clearing house. Is going to pick up the ladder. But it's dropped immediately because she's picked the legs taken out from under her. As Mrs. Gargano's escape utilized. Rhea is going to try and win. Sets up the ladder. A headbutt drops Niall. Now she turns her attention to Candice. Candice is going to potentially go for a powerbomb ride. In fact, she will. Chikara's getting back up. But Rhea's cleared the house. Has the hands onto this briefcase. Both hands on it. The ladder taken out from underneath her. And she wins the match. When you get two hands onto the briefcase, there's still always that chance it falls out from underneath you. Down with you, I should say. Rhea got both hands on. The two women underneath her could have stopped her, could have powered her to the mat without losing the match, but no. They turn to fight one another and giving Rhea Bloody Ripley the W here. Our second bout of the evening. Honestly, the only woman who looked like she was going to win was Rhea Ripley in this battle. Everyone else kind of stood there watching as Rhea basically did all the work and got all the flowers in the end. It's Chikara makes a mistake of not going for Rhea.
Here is your winner, Rhea Ripley.
Resulting in the Eradicator getting the W here in this one. Oh boy. Well, that is another bout done tonight. We head to BreakTime now, where you will be getting one of the following battles. I'm intrigued to know what it will be. Let's see the matchup type beforehand. Steel cage. How many people can be in this steel cage? I don't know why I haven't done this way before. Two, three, or four. The options that I have. Is it going to be men or women? That is the other question. I'll let that roll. I'm going to remove all these people. Just roll it. It's men. And it's going to be 4, of course. What men will be involved? Okay, Google. Pick a number between 1 and 50.
You need to specify 2 numbers to define a range. For example,
Okay,
pick a number
Google.
between 1 and 10.
Pick a number between 1 and 30.
17.
17. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6. You're not a woman, a man. Oh, the hounds are barking. Okay, next. Pick another number. Okay, Google. Pick another number between 1 and 20.
13.
13. Dirty Dom. Okay, Google. Pick another number between 1 and 25.
17.
Okay. Ooh. Okay, Google. Pick another number between 1 and 30.
21.
Fuck. There's a person after Maxine. Dumbest. Okay, Google, pick another number. Actually, no, it doesn't need to. Because a fatal 4-way. Oh, yes. So we have a steel cage fatal 4-way. In our third bout. Okay. Steel cage. Fatal 4-way. You know what I'm going to be saying during this match? You know, this is actually probably the only time I'm going to be able to tell the Usos apart. Anyway. Let us enter our next bout this evening. A bout set to be special, because the hounds are barking in the BreakTime arena as we're about to unleash havoc.
The following contest is a fatal 4-way steel cage match. making his way to the ring from Woodstock, Georgia, weighing in at 230 pounds, Braun
Breaker. Last night was in action. In a losing affair to the Great Muda. Tonight, I'd say the field's roughly similar to that one that he was in. The man that we thought would be #1 contender up near #1 in this men's television division, but no. He isn't there yet. He's got a little bit of a way to go before he is. Tonight, though, the ring is honestly a decent chance for anyone to win. As we saw in our main event last night, anyone can win a steel cage. You just have to climb out and escape. Timing's everything.
And his opponents, first, representing the Judgment Day from San Diego, California, weighing in at 200 pounds, Dirty Dominic Mysterio.
I feel in this sort of matchup, when there's multiple ways to win, it certainly becomes a little bit more of a scramble. Restrictions of being trapped in a cage sometimes help the stars that are considered weaker. Especially in a multi-man matchup, they can sneak about a bit more, try and escape without any conflict. Dom looking to do so in this one. Can he manage it though? On his own. No backup. We said none of the champions would really be in action tonight. I wasn't expecting tag champions to be in the picture. Obviously, their contenders already set for Resolve in the form of the New Day. That's why Big Jim gets this match.
And representing the Usos from San Francisco, California, weighing in at 251 pounds, one half of the undisputed World Tag Team Champions, Jimmy
Uso really is set. Fight for it all. He has dominated the tag team division alongside his brother. Now he's looking to do maybe some singles damage. Whether or not that happens, yet to see, but this could be his chance to do that. Only man with a belt around his waist here in IPW competing in this matchup. However, this man's held the belt here in this company. The former mixed tag champion is here to make this awesome. Overdoing the entrance as always.
in Hollywood, California, weighing in at 221 pounds, The Miz!
We have several champions here in IPW competing tonight, obviously. In this match in particular. Can they convert it to victory? That's really the question we've got right now. IMO. It's a no. As the cage lowers behind them. Battle lines are being drawn, tested, created, and we're underway. A gator roll to start us off here from Breaker as Mysterio already takes flight on the other side of things. It's Miz and Mysterio battling as Jimmy and Breaker do battle on the other. We're seeing the raw explosivity, the power out of Breaker in the early goings already. Pinfall submissions means to win this match. There's also the ability to escape over the top. Breaker might be showcasing that right now. He's trying to climb out the cage. Mysterio catches him. He is going to make him pay and bring him down. No, Breaker's going to jump down on his own volition, but he's straight into a backdrop from Mysterio. Jimmy, big sit-out powerbomb, brings down The Miz. The carnage already taking effect. A situation like this, comparative to a lot of the matches we've seen tonight, tend to typically end in an explosive fashion. The Miz hits just a cheap punch there to the face of Mysterio. It's Breaker gets the better of two men there. Now turns his sight towards The Miz. Brings him up. Powerbomb position. Just brings him head first into that bottom turnbuckle. Pretty heavy impact there. This Breaker is starting to clean house. Exploding backdrop suplex. Breaker again trying to escape. Mysterio gonna join him on the cage. Slams their head into the steel. Breaker's not going to allow it a second time as Miz and Jimmy watch on. Realizing they might have to spring into action if Mysterio didn't do a good enough job there to stop it. Roll-up attempt here. Mysterio trying to steal it. Breaker does his job. Spinebuster afterwards. Mysterio, I thought maybe going Emerald Flosion, but Breaker gets, well, he gets sucker punched there from Jimmy. Breaker's body gets caught up in the ropes there. Miz is looking for that low blow. Misses. Now caught on the shoulders of Big Jim, who hits the Samoan drop. Fired up Breaker. As the low blow comes through, not from The Miz, instead from Dirty Dom. Miz breaks up that pinfall attempt. A lot of... Honestly, this is a ring filled with heels. Randomizer was not kind to the situation. The neck breaker comes through from The Miz. He's already eaten a low blow. Well, Breaker's eaten the low blow from Mysterio. Another one needs to follow from The Miz. Nice uppercut there. And Breaker puts down Big Jim. Jimmy eats the spear. Cut in half by Breaker, who's looking for the win with the pin. The Miz breaks it up. Not allowing Breaker to get the W that easily. Breaker needs to do something else. Exploding into the ring, hits the DDT. Mysterio grabs Breaker though, stopping it. It's in the corner. Mysterio punishing the badass dog. Around the world he goes. Arm drag takedown. The Miz trying to escape. Mysterio realizes what he did. Miz still going. Buys a chance to escape. And now it's time for that shitty little DDT. Eyes on Big Jim, who's looking to maybe climb. Or fly. Pinfall attempt here from the Miz. Only gone as a 1. Low count of the century in a steel cage. As Jimmy over the top. Brings him down with a cutter. Mysterio. Not really been the main focus of the match for me. Kind of not been able to do much, but that's a Frankensteiner. Breaker into the pin, but Mysterio there in time to do the job that's needed to break it up. Big Jim stops the figure 4. Hits a Saito onto Miz. Breaker back to his feet, trying to stop Big Jim. Does manage to do so. No man's escaping that easily from this hellhole. Breaker's going to remind Jimmy, you can't just walk out. A power bomb puts him down center of the ring. Mysterio around the world puts down Miz. Now Breaker. Eyes on Mysterio. Puts him in the corner. And he's going flying across onto the body of Big Jim. Miz taken down. Big Jim puts Breaker in the corner. Could look to escape, but not going to be able to. Breaker fights out of there. Jim busted open. It's the Miz. Again, trying to be wily, trying to escape, but he can't do so. Breaker going to send Mysterio for a ride. Ron watching on as a skull-crushing finale connects. I believe a spear also followed through. No, it must not have been because Mysterio's up way too quick. There's the spear, though. Into the pin goes Breaker. 1. No. So slow is the count. Mysterio power, Michinoku driver, sorry. Puts down Breaker. Tries to hit the super kick, can't do so. Big Jim caught now. Planted, inverted DDT. Mysterio taking over the situation. He eats a big shot from Breaker. Ron sends Miz flying. Jimmy's going to send Breaker flying. Everyone's down. Could have been Big Jim's time to escape. Super kick to the gut. Breaker puts him in an awkward situation. So now Breaker down. Busted open. Big Jim has the Miz powerbomb position. But Miz fights out. And now, woo! Is all that I can say. Miz, though, not able to lock it in before Mysterio gets in the way. Yeah, Breaker watches and breaks that pin attempt up. Spine buster! Plants Mysterio. Breaker's trying to get out of it. No, he's not. He's looking to fly. Can't do so. Jimmy cuts his legs out from underneath him. Super kick connects into... No, not Poison Rana. Hurricane Rana. Mysterio trying to get the pin, can't do so. None of these bodies really staying down for long. A lot of endurance being shown here. Chop block attempt from Jimmy, but Mysterio's going froggy, misses. Breaker gonna capitalize on the mistake. Atomic drop. Boost Psycho knee missing. A stomp from Jimmy stops that. Pinfall attempt, but it's not gonna happen. Mysterio's there. King pile driver, no, gets back, body dropped instead. Mysterio climbing. He tried to escape. Trying to get out of jail, but can't do so. And he's going down for a ride. Jimmy puts him down with a powerbomb. Breaker. Screwdriver. Onto the Miz, and now going to make Jimmy pay. German suplex. Puts him down. Breaker. The only body standing. Looking to escape. Miz. He's getting back up. Is it in time? It is. And Breaker's body comes crashing down. As does Jimmy's. No one can escape this hellhole just yet. Breaker and Jimmy fight one another as the Miz. Wasteland. Stretching out Mysterio after it. The spear connects. Going for the pin. Can't get the win. Breaker trying so hard to get out of it. One way or another. No. Mysterio and Miz not allowing it to happen that easily. Mysterio's trying to escape. Big Jim trying to catch him. Isn't gonna get there in time. Well, no, it's Breaker that does. Breaker's gonna make Mysterio pay this time. Power bomb down. Jimmy's caught. Yeeted across the ropes. Moonsault press from Breaker. Big boot. He's floored the field. Trying to climb, but Jimmy's getting back up. Big Jim stops Breaker's advances. Mysterio's caught Miz off guard. Swinging neck breaker from Mysterio. Breaker's gonna eat a boost sight. No, not gonna eat the knee. Instead, it's a frog splash from Mysterio's what's coming through. Pinfall attempt. Miz down. Breaker not gonna get the win. Mysterio's heading up top again. Froggy missing though. The straps come down from Breaker. Eyes on Miz, who's lining up the boost psycho knee. There's a chop block from Jimmy. And he's just going to walk out the door. Breaker lines up the spear, connecting. Doors closed. Super kick from Jim into the bridging German. A 2 count on the Miz. Big Jim stopping Breaker. Situation getting dire here. All 4 men really just on the verge of wanting to win this. No one stopping the escape here because there's a figure 4 locked in. An Uso splash, I think, went awry as Mysterio not gonna tap because Big Jim breaks it up to save the day. Mysterio eating shots, but Breaker's through. He cleans the field. Sliding lariat there from Big Jim as a pinfall attempt here for the Miz. He's got it. Because Jimmy tried to escape. And The Miz, the ultimate opportunist in this match, secures the W for himself. Oh boy. Not how I expected it to end, really. But it is what it is. The Miz victorious in our third bout tonight. I now need a minute to prepare for our next match. So give me that. I'll see you in a bit.
Here is your winner, The Miz!
Never break, always fight, never quit, do it right, play the game, win it life, have no shame, there's no time, feel the pain, live the grind, I could change, in my mind, pick a lane, commit and climb, the only way to win it life, I never miss, that's fact, taking big swings, put your hand to the bat, put me in the ring, you'll go out in a bag, cause I sing what I mean and I bring it to the mad light, ain't got time to kill, I got time to feel, I took the red pill, I know life's short so I wanna live real, but how's it supposed to feel? How's it supposed to feel? How's it supposed to feel? They wanna say my name, but they holding back. They wanna say they hate, but they know it's cap. I ain't play no games, I just do that's fact. And I don't feel no shame, it's a mood you lack. I go crazy, nah, but I ain't lazy. Track after track, I work on this shit daily. Pass me the jack, right as fuel, got me hazy. About to unpack all these things I've been chasing. I've got visions in my head, like memories after death. To be a legend instead of something you can forget. I'm living up every breath, I'd rather lead than be led. I'll fill the seats as I spread, with every word that I've said. How's it supposed to feel? How's pick a lane, commit and climb, the only way to win at life. I never miss, that's fact, taking big swings, hand me the bat, put me in the ring, you'll go out in a bag, cause I sing what I mean and I bring it to the mad light. Ain't got time to kill, I got time to feel, I took the red pill, I know life's short so I wanna live real, but how's it supposed to feel? How's it supposed to feel? How's it supposed to feel? They wanna say my name, but they holding back. They wanna say they hate, but they know it's cap. I ain't play no games, I just do that's fact. And I don't feel no shame, it's a mood you lack. I go crazy, nah, but I ain't lazy. Track after track, I work on this shit daily. Pass me the jack, right as fuel, got me hazy. About to unpack all these things I've been chasing. I've got visions in my head, like memories after death. To be a legend instead of something you can forget. I'm living up every breath, I'd rather lead than be led. I'll fill the seats as I spread, with every word that I've said. How's it supposed to feel? How's it supposed to feel? Never break, always fight, never quit, do it right, play the game, win it life, have no shame, there's no time, feel the pain, live the grind, I could change, in my mind, pick a lane, commit and climb, the only way to win at life. I never miss, that's fact, taking big swings, hand me the bat, put me in the ring, you'll go out in a bag, cause I sing what I mean and I bring it to the mad light. Ain't got time to kill, I got time to feel, I took the red pill.
So let's get into this next match. Hello, I'm again here. Breakdown. What does the wheel say? It says women. Women in a... what match? Submission. Okay. Let's see how many people can go into a submission match. It's a one-on-one. And it's got to be breakdown women. Okay. Okay, Google. Pick a number between 1 and 20. Okay. One and 13. Just gonna switch over. There you go. That is 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. 13. Becky Lynch. Okay, Google. Pick a number between 1 and 40. 27. 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27. Isla Dawn and Becky Lynch. Okay. Not what I expected to see for our next bout, but is what is being delivered. Certainly a change of pace to the multi-man matches we've had all week, though. Anyway. Let's just send it straight to the ring, why not? What could possibly go wrong? Bout 4. Live on the docket right now. Matchup favorable to the man. The disarmer, a prevalent weapon in her kit. There's the last kicker.
The following contest is a submission match. Making her way to the ring from Dublin, Ireland, the man, Becky Lynch.
Prevalent at this match type. Big time Bex. No fashionista look. Just pure business tonight. Can she pick up the victory is the real question, no. Isla is surprisingly a decent performer here in IPW. She can come out of nowhere and pick up the dub. Whether or not she does is a different question, but we're ready to see how this goes. As the cold air fills the arena. Autumn weather hits. Now the snow falls for Isla Dawn.
And her opponent, representing the Unholy Union from Glasgow, Scotland, Isla Dawn.
It's a battle of Scotland and Ireland. As well, the Six Nations is usually the best place to see this sort of battle. Tonight, we're getting it in women's action here in IPW. Dawn, a former contender. The undisputed women's television championship. Becky has had a challenge against the undisputed women's world heavyweight championship. Dawn, obviously, the television. Two different divisional stars here, but one key goal: rising up the rankings. As we get underway, our submission match to kick us off. As we say, the situation benefits Becky the most. With a submission in her arsenal, it's very hard for Dawn to really battle into that as our first collar and elbow tie-up of the evening. It's breath of fresh air to see them. Dawn overpowering Becky in the first lockup. Becky gets the second. Third one initiated. Who wins out? It's Big Time Bex. Takes the waist lock here. Wrenching down on this hold. Dawn fights out of it. Gets the headlock here. Referee not going to look for any form of tap out. Just standing a gaze across the ring from this. Dawn's in control right now. Arm wrench being applied. Keeping Becky at bay. Last kicker's not really been able to do much. Finally able to fight out of that position. And comes through with a massive right forearm. Drops Dawn down to allow for that leg drop to land, brother. Becky and Dawn. Brawling now on the outside. Becky. Butterflies over, though reversed out of there by Isla. Brings Becky down and avoids the cheap shot. Dawn now firing through an axe kick to the back of Big Time Bex. And there's a lot of names that can go towards Becky Lynch, the last kicker. Big Time Bex, the man, just to name a few. She has a lot of monikers that she has earned through her performances. True grit, true Irish performances. Showcasing that heritage with her style. Dawn showing that Scottish grit herself here. Lands the Meteora. And now taking punishment to Becky's back. Isla, you have to feel, might be looking to target the neck area of Big Time Bex. Weaken that to allow for maybe crossface. A accolade. A couple of maneuvers that she could go for to target that thing. Meanwhile, Becky wrenching on the arm. We know what that's a typical setup for. We won't get there just yet. There's Isla stopping that from coming through. Becky lands the drop kick to put down Dawn. And I think she calls her back up just to put her right back down there, but Isla's not going to let that happen. Becky, though, wise to it. Caught, though. Head slammed into the mat there. Dawn takes the back of Becky, can't follow it up. And the last kicker lines her up, sets her up. The disarmer's locked in. That Fujiwara armbar. Isla Force, whilst frantically gets out of that hold. Now gut wrench slam puts down Becky. Danger averted. For now, here for Dawn. Evades that difficult situation, but Becky's still in this. Hammer lock. Suplex. Just sprawling Dawn across the ring. Becky tries to drop the leg again, but misses. Dawn wise to it and now going to punish. No, a DDT. Becky catching Dawn. And the man has the situation not on lock. Dawn again reversing the tides. Has Becky up. Brings her down in the power bomb. And Dawn, she's getting a bit cheeky. Moves the turnbuckle pad. Not going to utilize it. Instead, dropping the elbow across the throat. Becky in trouble as a head scissors are applied. This is one of them few submissions I can think of that can be utilized across the head. A triangle chokes the other. There's the manhandle slam. Can Becky follow it up? She looks to. She's got the choke applied, or the crossface applied. The referee was distracted for it. So Dawn had the ability to escape. Dawn, utilizing that time, takes advantage. Slamming Becky's head into the mat. And Becky, we know, wanting to get that title shot. A few names on this breakdown side of the picture in the hunt. Becky's one of them, as is Rhea Bloody Ripley, who secured the earlier victory tonight. Dawn, though, looking to play spoiler to the situation. Becky still in this, still on top. Keeping Isla at bay. Now the last kicker, lining her up. Delivers a punch, but Dawn doesn't fall. Instead, it's Dawn trying to go for the fences. Can't land it. We're seeing a lot of that in this match. It's the back and forth element. Becky trying to capitalize, missing. Dawn now capitalizing. Our referee getting a good view of this situation as Big Time Beck's now swinging true. Can't connect. Instead, now it's Dawn. Drop to the mat. Becky has the situation at bay. A roll through into the disarmer. It's in deep, but there's a rope break called. Dawn wisely rolling nearer to the ropes. Becky could not stop that from happening. Now sets her up. Manhandle slam. The lights go out. What's this? Alba Fire's music. Where is she, though? Referee distracted as well. But look inside the ring. The steel chair from Alba connects the referee. Sees Alba in the ring. Sees her drop the chair. Can't put it together that Becky's been hit with it. Dawn now. Just laid there prone. Gets back up. Now she sees the opportunity. Chance to strike, maybe. Takes the back of Becky, hooks her up, brings her down, the elbow again across the throat, puts down the last kicker, and now the head scissors applied. Looking to tap out the last kicker here. It's in deep, but Becky pushes out of it, realizes she is not going to go down that easy, and now Becky bridges over, armbar applied. Is not Isla going to be the one to tap here? Wrenched in deep. That arm in so much trouble. Worse for wears, and Becky's not done. Rolls her up. Applying pressure to the other arm now. Isla gets out of it, realizes danger is still there. As Becky has been constantly wrenching on them arms. As the face comes through. You just know I've got a pointing out. The last kicker had the better chances so far in this match. Dawn has turned it around a little. Becky, again, it's that armbar. So solid. There's a manhandle slam from Isla. Now she's locking in an armbar here on Becky. No, it's not. It's a stretch muffler. Leg being pulled back. Change up of the angle of attack here for Dawn. She's not done yet. She's got Becky lined up. Takes the back. Down she goes. Elbow to the throat again. And again, it's that head scissors. The wise attack here. See, though, there is a bit of a gap there between the boot of Dawn and the throat of Becky. So she's able to stay in this. Dawn caught off guard here by Big Time Bex, but is able to recuperate. Fire back. Becky, though, striking true. Manhandle slam. Brings down Dawn, and she's not going to survive much longer. Cravat locked in. Dawn, it's been wrenched back on her. Will she tap out? No. Referee signaling it's not over just yet. Dawn sent flying out the ring. Remember, the only way to realistically win this bout is via submission. There are countouts, though. A referee begins to count. Dawn reverses Becky's advance. Takes the back. Half and half suplex. Tosses Big Time Bex around. Count starting to grow here on the outside. Becky brought back into the ring by Dawn. Big Time Bex's world is in trouble because Dawn, again, that elbow across the throat. She's doing work. Again, looking to choke her out with the head scissors. Becky quickly out of it. Realizes the danger. Locks in the armbar again. Dawn in trouble. She's squirming. And she taps. Crisis averted there for Becky. She was getting pushed to the limit here by Dawn. Almost nearly won this bout. But in the end, it is the last kicker who kicks the ass of Isla Dawn. Secure the W here tonight. Beautiful suplexes. Manhandle slams. You name it, she delivered. Dawn, she landed some good shots of her own. I, for one, have to commend her for the performance in this one. But now it's time to return to primetime in our co-main event. How will that shape up?
Here is your winner, the match, Becky Lynch.
As well, we're heading into singles territory now. The wheel still holds a lot of fate in the hand. Let's spin it. Which one will spin first? We'll spin the men and women's wheel. Got a feeling it's going to be men. This is all primetime matches have been. Out of curiosity, will this hit men 2 times in a row? Yes. Is the answer. What sort of match, though? A doable match. A table match. Or tabale match. A singles match. So 2 names. Okay, Google. Pick a number between 1 and 50. 41's the number for the primetime side of things. Allow me to just bring you back into the game. Woo! Here we go. 41, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. 41's Ilya Dragunov. Okay, Google. Pick another number between 1 and 40. 19. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. Ooh. Well, our co-main event certainly set to deliver. We're heading into a tables match with Kurt Angle and Ilya. Well, buckaroos, it's time to roll. Co-main event. Tables match. King of the Underground. We're getting both Underground stars competing in this one. Queen and King of the Underground both competing on break time tonight. But the Mad King and the King of the Underground are set to battle in this one. Actually, the Mad King's Eddie Kingston. This is the Mad Russian. The Commissar. Ilya Dragunov ready to go to war.
The following contest is a tables match. Making his way to the ring from Moscow, Russia, weighing in at 187 pounds, Ilya Dragunov.
Tonight has certainly been wild, to say the least. The action hasn't necessarily been as predictable as we thought. Seeing so many different matchups, so many wild brawls. That have realistically all come in and delivered in their own special way. Dragunov now. Ready to be one of them big surprise factors. Can he beat the Olympic gold medalist? It comes down to explosive power, this sort of matchup. I don't know who that favors. True grit, determination sits with the Olympic gold medalist.
And his opponent from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, weighing in at 237 pounds, Kurt Angle.
Angle, we know, likes a little bit of a brawl. This is one of them brawls. Is he able to hang with the younger, more energetic, more crazy Ilya Dragunov? We will find out. Honestly, tonight, this is one of the first matches that I'm intrigued by how it will result in. There is no clear favorite. As we get underway, this is a tables match. A very interesting bout because the way to win is pretty simple. Lift the body of your opponent and slam them through a table. And, well, to kick things off, Dragunov has been busted open. Angle has done some damage here. Delivered some big strikes, and already Angle's looking to do some more damage. Kendo stick in hand. Not even looking for the table just yet. Is Angle working? Abdominal stretch. A submission technical expert here is Angle. Dragunov sent out the ring. Able to fire back to stay on the apron. But Angle not going to allow it to go unabated. He drops Dragunov with the side Russian leg sweep on the Mad Russian. Dragunov tossed over the... and he's gone. Just like that, Angle wins. That was quick and poignant from the Olympic gold medalist. Scoop and a slam, and Dragunov's through the table.
Here is your winner, Kurt Angle.
As I said, this match drop type doesn't take skill. And now breakdown. Your turn. Who is coming into this one? We'll see. Hello, it's me again. Final matchup. Let's draw the wheels. They're all spinning. And it's a men's matchup for the first time on Breakdown side. What sort of matchup, though, for the men? No. Backstage brawl. Let me just set this up. I want to see how many I can put into this. One triple threat, fatal 4-way. I can do an 8-way. No fatal 5-way. It is 6 or 8. Let's spin it. Fatal 4-way. And I am going to choose the arena. There we go. So, for this matchup, I'm just going to transition over to this. It's 4 men that I know will be on Breakdown. Because guess what? I can't filter by brand, which is wild to think of. Damian Priest and is on Breakdown, as is LA Knight. We know that. So let's put them in it. The Fiend we know isn't. Drew we can't put in. Reigns isn't on it. Shamrock is. Gunther I know is on primetime. But do we say F it and just stick him in it? Shamrock's going in. And the last man in our main event is RVD. Let's go. Carnage set to take place here inside of the archive. This backstage brawl. Let's just fight. Don't know what ropes LA Knight was stretching on there, but they're not going to be effective. As the battling begins, the way to win a backstage brawl is pretty simple. Knock out every opponent. Leave no bodies on the ground. It isn't pinfall. It isn't submission. Our camera will try to focus on the main point of action here inside the archive for this one. A lot of interesting things you can see scattered around the ring. Is Damien taking it tonight? Ken and RVD battling. Certainly feel this is a disadvantageous position for RVD. Not really any place he can fly from as he does the ring circles. There's a yeah from LA Knight already. Priest and RVD battling. As Ken takes down Knight. A lot of interesting things we can see in the background right now. The throne of Triple H. Statue of Liberty. From when WrestleMania was in New York. Old SmackDown signage. As Ken Shamrock's got a tombstone in hand. That's cracked across the skull of LA Knight. And he has just crumbled it across his body. That's smashed everywhere. RVD picked up throne. As LA Knight's back up, back down from the Bulldog. RVD honestly doing work as that's a flatliner and a half to Shamrock, who's busted open. RVD sent flying back onto the ring mat. Knight with sledgehammer in hand. He's just yaring. As they move towards a SmackDown fist there. On the blue gondola. RVD drops Damien. Hits that moonsault. And there's the RVD. It's a battle of the three named men as LA Knight or Eli Drake. RVD, Rob Van Dam do battle here. Can't do the same thing with Ken Shamrock or Damian Priest. There's a skull-crushing finale or dirty deeds from Damien. Drops RVD. Shamrock. Back up. Back on the attack. World's most dangerous man in probably one of the most unsafest rings or areas he could be. Eats a clap from Priest. Priest not going to be able to follow through. Instead, he's hooked up here by LA Knight. Torture rack. Burning hammer from LA Knight. Honestly, one of the most destructive moves in pro wrestling. Knight looking for weaponry. So we're taking a tour de archive. Knight now. With Priest in hand. Tosses him. No, not going to be able to toss him back onto the ring mat. And Priest's going to make him pay. Up on the shoulders for a last. No, not going to go last ride. Knight escapes. RVD is going to deliver a swift drop kick. Keep Priest away from him. Not allow that finisher to come through. Priest has RVD hooked up. Choke slam, south side of heaven. Almost through that table. Could not do it instead. His attention turns to Ken and LA Knight. LA Knight takes out Priesto. Before that can happen. It's only fitting that these stars return to a squared circle. No ropes on it though. Shamrock trying to size up Knight, but Damian Priest cleaning house right now. Sends Knight flying. There is no tap out in this sort of matchup. It is only knockout. Priest sent flying. The LA Knight chant still comes through as RVD takes him for a ride in the gut wrench. I mean, the German. Shamrock now, ankle lock applied. Will RVD tap? The answer's no. Shamrock doesn't let him. RVD escapes out of that maneuver as Priest tosses Knight back into the ropeless ring. Dirty Deeds hits RVD. We're edging closer to higher ground. Knight and RVD battling. As a Skull of Priest hits the ring post. A combination of strikes coming through from RVD as he's now got a DDT planting Knight. Shamrock not going to send Priest flying. Instead it's RVD unleashing a combo. Side breaker there. Pop up from LA Knight. The gravy train connects. There's a chair. RVD connects even harder. Scattered bodies everywhere. RVD and, well, LA Knight and Ken Shamrock have a meeting of minds. There's a blunt force trauma. Takes down Priest. Now the world's most dangerous man with a weapon clocks RVD. LA Knight, no, not going to take down Shamrock. That is Priest with the weapon in hand. Shamrock single leg Boston Crab applied. RVD might be in trouble. Put back into the ring. As is Knight. Shamrock and Priest now doing battle. And Priest looking to punish Shamrock. South side of heaven. Down goes Ken. Yeah! LA. Just sending Priest flying. And Shamrock sending, no. Getting sent flying. Oh, vicious neck breaker from Knight. Brings down Ken to the outside. Weapon now in the hands of Priest. Not going to be able to use it as instead it's RVD. Gotta spike him on it. Spike pile driver. Knight now. Battling with everyone in this matchup. Priest grabs the table out of his hands. The weapon utilized to great effect there by Damien. Now got RVD in a world of hurt. Powerbomb position. RVD wise to it, fights out of it in front of the SmackDown fist. Last ride inbound here for Shamrock. RVD giving him, no, not going to get it though. RVD was potentially setting that table into prime position for a landing zone. RVD has LA up, brings him down. There's a powerbomb.
Damian Priest has been eliminated.
A first man eliminated. It's Damian Priest gone. That chair shot from the world's most dangerous man does the job. Now Ken, ankle lock applied. Wrenching it deep. RVD gonna fight out of it. And there's a table slam to the face of both his opponents here from LA Knight. He's lining up Shamrock. Knight putting Ken to one side. Because now he wants to deal with Rob Van Dam. Everyone edging closer to the shelving. Filled with goodies, delightful things, but RVD not going to allow that to happen. Spike! Pile driver! On the head of LA Knight. Crashing into the concrete. RVD starting to roll. And I wasn't meaning this, but a bit of rolling thunder. Connecting. Hello, Mr. Knight. I think RVD might have a second pile driver with your name on it. The RVD taunt before it. How poetic to do that. The original three-name man. Utilizing his three names in front of his opponent. But this could be catastrophic for RVD. Indeed it is. He's gone out of the picture. An ankle lock seals his fate. Now Ken Boy has it in again. LA Knight not gonna go down that easily, or is he? It's in deep. Ken wrenching back on it. Knight kicking at the ankle. Breaks the hold. Gets out. Still in this match. How much longer? That's a spinning European uppercut. Shamrock. Deadly to the core. Just has to get through LA Knight, who is looking BFT wins it for LA Knight. A massive ending to this one. And LA Knight, he secures his dub, cements his position in this division. Realistically, carving a new era of IPW maybe. Massive victory for the man, the megastar. But will it continue his reign? Resolve edges and looms nearer. After tonight, we have one more night of action. One more big night of action, I should say. Coming to you tomorrow night, the breakdown. That, of course, will be it for this week, as well as an IPW Underground on the weekend. But that is it for this week's action in terms of break time. The first ever break time to happen here in IPW. But yes, as we see it here, that BFT planting Shamrock for the win here for tonight. Here on break time. Thanks for joining me for this matchup. There's one more thing to do after this episode. We'll advance to breakdown tomorrow. Let us have a look at something. Firstly, the power rankings. Jay up 1, Rear at 2. Henry's there. Yet to see him fight. But he might be on tomorrow's card. We'll have to see. Let's have a look at the divisions as it stands. Knight. World Championship Division in number 1. The women's division sees not much change other than Rhea and Becky climbing ranks. Damian Priest still at 1 for the men's division. Nothing changed here really in the women's side of things on breakdown. But yes, a lot of big things happen there on breakdown side of things. How about prime time? How are these divisions sitting? Joe at 1. The Miz and Kurt Angle rising up the ranks. Bit of a change there for Austin and Grayson. They've climbed the rankings here. Naomi up to 3. Tatum up at 3 as well. Muda at 1. That's not changed much from last week. But yeah, that is everything that's taken place tonight. A lot has happened. Thank you for joining me for this epic one night only episode of Break Time. I hope you enjoyed it. The roulette wheels cursed me to bad matches. But that is what it is. Thanks for joining me. Hope you enjoyed this, as I say. I will see you tomorrow night for another installment of Breakdown. Peace out.
Never quit, do it right, play the game, win it life, have no shame, there's no time, feel the pain, live the grind, I could change, in my mind, pick a lane, commit and climb, the only way to win it life, I never miss that fact, taking big swings, put your hand to the bat, put me in the ring, you'll go out in a bag, cause I sing what I mean and I bring it to the mad light, ain't got time to kill, I got time to feel, I took the red pill, I know life's short so I wanna live real, but how's it supposed to feel? 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 but they know it's cap. I ain't play no games, I just do that's fact. And I don't feel no shame, it's a mood you lack. I go crazy, nah, but I ain't lazy. Track after track, I work on this shit daily. Pass me the jack, right as fuel, got me hazy. About to unpack all these things I've been chasing. I've got visions in my head, like memories after death. To be a legend instead of something you can forget. I'm living up every breath, I'd rather lead than be led. I'll fill the seats as I spread with every word that I've said.